What's up, everybody? I'm just making this video because, in light of certain events, I'm just thinking about it's some thoughts that has been on my mind as well, and something that I wanted to talk about. And I figured I'd go ahead and talk about it real quick. Um, with that being said, I think I just made a status earlier, and first things first, a freak for attention has no moral compass at all. And I think y'all see them, and y'all see it all the time. You know, they'll do whatever, they'll put up whatever just to get a like here and there. And that's the most dangerous person that you can encounter at any time, is that freak for attention, because they'll do whatever, they'll blast whoever, they'll say whatever, just to get that across. So, it's what I wanted to touch on really was marriage and relationships, and how I guess in these times it's not really what everybody wants to be married, for the just for the aesthetics, the pleasing, the wedding, the beauty of it. But as far as the work that comes into it, that's a different story. You following up people, somebody, what you see is not really what it is. I think I said it the other day. What you see a lot of times is not really what it is. If you think somebody's messed up, or you think their situation's messed up, it might be beautiful, and likewise, if it looks beautiful, it's really messed up at the end of the day. So, the freaks for attention that do certain things and say certain things, it's just their side of the story. There's two sides to every story, and when we put things out, people feed off drama because negativity spreads faster. And like I said, that's not really what it is. Marriage, first of all, it's a sacred thing. It's between two people. Whatever your thoughts are. I'm with man and woman. If you with man, a man, woman, a woman, that's your thing. But at the end of the day, it's between two people, not between you, and everyone else, social media, family, whatever. It's not for everyone else. It's between y'all two, and God. If you're doing it under God, or if you're doing it under the government. If it's under the government, it's a government contract. And you got to realize when you sign that government contract, there's certain things that come with it, regardless of your relationship with that person. So I hope you know what you sign up for. And a lot of times when you're getting married, you should already know who you're getting married to before you get married to them. And first things first, do not get married, and I would advise anybody of this, and this is my opinion, don't get married if you can't tolerate infidelity. Because obviously that's just some things, not every marriage that occurs, but it does happen. And if you can't tolerate infidelity, then you really don't need to get married. Just my opinion. And that's what comes with it sometimes, when people don't want to do the right thing. And if you feel like you need to get into adultery and all that stuff, then you really don't need to be with that person. At the end of the day, you need to just go ahead and cut it anyway. So you know what you signed up for. You know what type of person this person is. And if it happens afterwards, maybe you might be caught off guard. But in that token, if you know that this person is an adulteress or a philanthropist, before you get married to them, don't try to act like it's a surprise all of a sudden when this behavior shows up. Likewise, if you're a man and you're comfortable with cheating on a woman or having these adulterous relationships, don't get upset when she does it. Don't be a hypocrite. You gotta look in the mirror and be bone cold honest with yourself and say, hey, yeah, I was doing this, so why can't I condone or tolerate her doing the same thing? Don't try to show out all of a sudden. You gotta be bone cold honest with yourself, knowing if you were doing the same thing, it can't be a double standard. you do whatever you want to do, but just look at yourself first and say, if you're doing it, why can't she do it? If not, y'all need to come to some kind of agreement. But it's for better or worse and all that good stuff, till death do you part. You know, don't get married if you can't deal with that adultery part. You know, if you're gonna leave, just leave. Keep it G. Leave, and whatever time you want to take apart. But if you say I'm done, and leave it at that. You know, and if you see that person with another person later on down the line, don't try to flip it. Especially if you say you're done with that person, and try to make it like, oh, it's a legal thing. Oh, he shouldn't be doing this. Oh, he shouldn't be doing that. No, that's not right. It's a government contract, but if you're done under God, then it is what it is. So as far as leaving that, you know, if you can't work it out, if you want to be a hypocrite, I mean, whatever. It's between you and that person. This social media stuff gotta stop. What you see is not really what it is. When these people post this stuff out of there, people boosting it up because they want to see drama. Leave that stuff alone. You know, and people react accordingly. They put up stuff about cheating, but I mean, just that's what I said. If you can't deal with these things that come up in marriage, don't get married. At the end of the day, that's just my opinion. But they have to, if you're gonna work it out, it's upon themselves. They gotta fix it. You gotta fix it. Y'all both gotta fix it. You gotta fix yourself. You know, she gotta fix herself. Whoever does it, you gotta fix yourself. You can't just go through life just the first sign of something happening, you just give up. You know, and it can't be a double standard. You can't say, well, a man can cheat on a woman, but a woman can't do the same thing. It can't be that way. They say the messenger of God said that the closest thing to hellfire in this life to a man is finding out that his wife has slept with another man or been with another man. That's the closest thing to being in hell or being in hellfire, regardless if he does it or not. Your soul just got snatched out once you find that out. So you'll see how women react differently, you know, but you see how some men resort to certain things or certain behaviors.
Yeah, the house is on fire.
Get lost. They react to certain things in certain ways because they emotionally scarred and they are torn up. So that's how they react. People react to stuff in different ways, but all I'm saying is, you know, if you can't deal with the fact of adultery, sickness, whatever, sickness and health, death do us part, whatever. If you can't read your vows before you take your vows, you know, it's not temporary. It's not let's take a break. It's not none of this. We'll get over it. Let's get a year apart. You know, all this stuff like that. No. It's not none of that. You need to work it out. And if not, you don't need to get married. That's just my opinion. You know, because this government, the way the government has it set up, it's not how it used to be. It's not where you can just say I'm done and I want to get a divorce and that's it. No, that's not how it works. You're gonna have to spend thousands of dollars, especially if you got kids and property involved. Just because you got somebody on it. People think if you want to get divorced because of adultery, it's not like you just get a divorce. The adultery is just a reason to get divorced. It doesn't grant you a divorce. You still got to go through the same procedures as far as if you got kids, you got to get a guardian. If you got property, you still got to go through mediation. You still got to go through all this stuff. Only thing adultery affects is alimony. And that's if you were the one, if you were the adulterer, and they can prove it. The only thing that affects is alimony. So you can say I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but at the end of the day, before you make any decision, whether you're the one who got cheated on or you're cheating, you need to be like a coach and think first instead of reacting or be like a player, no pun intended. You need to be like a coach and think strategically and think about what it is that you're doing before you make these decisions, because it might be cool temporarily, but at the end of the day, you got to look at the long term, financially, emotionally, and everything that comes with that. And for those of you who believe in karma and God, you got to deal with that as well. So I know this book is long overdue. I should have released it already. I've been just lazy, so I'm gonna release it here soon. I'm still working on it, and I'm gonna release it soon. But that's just food for thought for anybody in those situations. If you're single, it's a different story. You know, if you want to deal with that, if you want to deal with somebody cheating on you, you know, or somebody lying to you, then you go ahead and go for it. If you want to stay with that person, you go ahead and go for it. That's on you. But a piece of advice I have for you, if you are single and that person is not communicating with you, or that person is not calling you or not returning your text or anything like that, they've got somebody else. I'm just letting you know. So they have somebody else, or somebody else has their attention. So before you spend all these nights calling up people and making statuses and phone calls, just drop it, you know, because you're just an option at the time. So just leave it alone. So with that being said, that book, Puppeteering with Heartstrings, is coming soon. Make sure y'all get it when I drop the link. And don't believe everything you see or hear. With that being said, peace be upon you and God's mercy and blessings. And y'all have a good weekend. Peace.